week I made this what I called the dual wear knife sheath, because you can wear either on the left or right sides. Has this little tassel, and I made it out of gray duct tape. Used this industrial velcro. Well, in this video I'm going to make pretty much the same thing, only I'm going to do it out of black. And I think I'm going to call this either the left or right wear or universal wear. I think those might be better names, because ever since I put that video up there, it kind of bugged me that I called it dual wear, because to me that almost sounds like I'm suggesting that you can wear it in two places at once or something else that might be a little bit misleading in the name. So I don't know. I'm looking for suggestions as to better names, but left or right wear or universal wear. I'm not sure what I'm going to name it in the title. It'll probably be less confusing if I call it left or right wear duct tape knife sheath or something along those lines. But I'm going to pretty much, for the most part, copy this in black. And then we'll put them next to each other and see what we think. But I'm going to use the same knife. I'm going to get some cardboard just like I did before. And I have it over there on the other table that I actually used. I'm going to use this table because I actually have a light right here. And here's the cord, and I'm going to actually plug it in. And I'm going to stretch a extension cord over here and have a light down on here while I'm working, so you guys can see really well what I'm doing. So let me get set up, and I think I'm actually gonna put on the chesty and wear my GoPro, so you get kind of a first person view from a chest view. And I'm hoping that will work out a little bit better. So let's try that. And I might avoid the music in the background, or I'll try music in the background that's a little more subtle, because I think the music I chose on that last video was a little overpowering and hard to hear. Plus I had the fan up here on, which is off right now, and it's cooler night that we're on a little bit of a cool down here, so it's actually a perfect temperature in here, so I'm not hot or anything. I've got the windows open. Hopefully we're not hearing the crickets too bad in here. At least I hope the camera doesn't pick that up. I'm going to leave those two windows open for ventilation, just to help keep it cool in here. I'm not running anything, so hopefully that'll make it better. So real quick, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a show around the shop, so you can kind of see, for those of you that haven't seen it, and maybe see better some of the stuff I did. Alright, I've got the garage door closed, and there's that light I put up, and right above the garage door I've got all this stuff up above that garage door. Here's the half of the above the garage door that I didn't paint when I was painting the garage. I need to get up there and take the stuff down where it didn't get painted and paint that white. So got all kinds of superhero stuff. That one's washing out. So my battery's about to die here. I need to plug this back in. I'm running off the outlet power. So when I put these paintings up of mine, these are paintings I did, and I got them in the background covering up the stuff on the shelves a little bit. So on the door going into the house, I got Deadpool, got Flash and Action Comics, Superman, Craven. Painting I did, a painting actually that my youngest daughter for the most part did with my help. Right there's a Deadpool Wolverine poster. A little bit better look at that Spider-Man thing. That glass Batman thing, it's kind of like a, I forget what they call it, what kind of material, but on the garage door I got, this thing was given to me by a guy from church. He made it and gave it to me at church. Is it that one? Yeah. He said he colored it, he drew and colored this. And pretty awesome. His name was Loveless. And he gave that to me at church before he left to go back home to Wisconsin or Michigan. I can't remember which one he said. But yeah. All disputes settled by rock, paper, scissors. Warning, unruly children will be used for bait. And then a Wonder Woman welcome sign. So my infiltrator poster, boat, my Superman emblem, some stuff that's falling down because the tape's not adhering. So anyway, let's get on to the video. There's some stuff on the fridge. So anyway, and here is that thing that I made a video of that I called it the painting and die station. Turns out it makes the best stand-up desk that is on wheels that I can roll anywhere. So, and eventually I'm getting ready to put wheels on the bottom, add a back on this light box, and put a place for pencils and paper, and maybe an extra light off the side. Take this Batman light thing and move it somewhere else. So, alright, let's get on to the video. I'm getting set up here. I'm going to get this light plugged in here, and we'll get rolling here. So, alright. Alright guys, we got the lime green duct tape, we got black, which I think is what I've decided to use. Although I was kind of thinking about using this. If you see, it's got this neat pattern. We were trying to show it on video on the video I did with my daughter with her taco purse stuffy holder, which I did a version on my channel and a version on her channel on Elena's Playing Adventures. So, black or this weird pattern. They're both cool. We could do black or we can do this color. I think I'm going to do black and save this for something else because I think black would be better for this particular project. So this is the original sheath, and the only real problem with this sheath is it pretty much dictates that you wear it just on the one side. And we could copy that design, which we kind of did in some ways. We could improve the design and make these a little longer. You see, this is the industrial velcro, and if you see this, you can get these at Walmart. I don't remember how much these things go for, but this is what the packages kind of look like, and you can get different sizes and shapes of it, and the costs vary. But this is these that I used, these one and low profile, yeah, Velcro brand. So, and these are more like these big old pads, and those are industrial strength as well. So I got a project I'm probably going to use those for. I don't think I'll use it for this project. I'll probably use these just like I did with that. So let's move that aside. let's grab some a pencil and some cardboard. All right, same piece of Mountain Dew cardboard that I used last time, only yeah, let's get the knife out. We could, you know, copy this. We could just copy this thing in a way. But we don't have to make a tip there. We can just make this round. We don't even have to fully copy. So we could trace this. And on this version, it has this. And so, do we want to kind of try to copy the original Sheath and get away from this design, or do we want to copy that design? So, anyway, I think we have to kind of double this design. And this might actually turn out a little bit better than the other design. So, let's cut that out. These are actually for leather. So we'll cut this out. The nice thing is when you're doing a duct tape project, there's a whole lot of not really needing to be exact. Remember, this part, this cardboard part, is just the base. It's just to get a basic outline. Even those out, and you're going to be tweaking this stuff as you go along and try to clean them up. Okay, put this over here, make a little garbage pile over here on the side. Okay, now let's take the knife out here. Alright, first we want to do the inside. And if you want to do like a different color for the inside, so you can see inside there better, it's really not going to matter that much. So let's see here. It's real easy to make things out of duct tape because you can conform the shape, you can tweak things as you go along the way. And the more you do these duct tape things and use, you don't necessarily have to use this cardboard as a base, but it sure helps get the shape in a lot quicker than trying to build up the shape beforehand. Alright, and you just work the shape, and if you want to take the time to make this more exact, smooth out everything, make the design look a lot more sleek. For me, I think of this as more like if all you had was duct tape and cardboard and you needed to make stuff, especially like in a survival situation. This is definitely the way to go. Let's not mess this up. Okay. I think I like this view on here, making this, using this GoPro to do this is definitely, I think, making a better video. And if you want to tweak how you're using the duct tape so that your lines of the seams of the duct tape line up better and everything, you can certainly take the time to do that. But part of the charm of a project like this is that it's not so exact. The ruggedness of the duct tape is quite interesting and has a certain character, especially depending on how all the duct tape falls into place. nice thing about duct tape is it's fairly cheap depending on the brands you buy, and the cardboard is pretty free for the most part. And let's see here. Alright, let's see. We're going to want to bend that down and bend that down and try to get them about the same place. I think this is going to look a lot more uniform than that one when it gets done. So start building up the two different sides. Here you want to build it up. Trying to get this down here where you guys can see it. Keep bringing it up above the out of the screenshot. And I totally apologize for that. Come on up. Now, you might want to elongate these so that they're longer, so they'll fit around your belt loop better. So, how are we gonna do this? There. if you use duct tape that has more of a pattern in it, when you do all this chaotic taping like this, it definitely shows up a lot more. When you use just a straight color, you get away with this chaotic taping job a lot more. But these wrinkles and stuff, you can just flatten them. Alright, let's see. Alright, work it in and try to kind of clean it up a little bit. Find places that are missing. Smooth things down. And if you're having trouble with it being too hard on the back of your fingers or whatever, use your knife. Or better yet, the smoothness of your scissors. And see, really all they did, you might want to actually elongate that, so copy it over. Okay, you just got to keep working it and working it and working it. Trying to remember to talk in this video. So, you just work it. Eventually you'll be able to start putting those folds in. Alright, working it, try to coat, make sure all the cardboard is covered. For one, it will water seal it, provided you lay down your duct tape enough, get all these little strings and stuff. Alright. You want to poof this out a little bit just to make some room in there. Okay. And you want to decide where you want both of these to basically lay down at. You want it to look about the same so it looks uniform. Alright, now here's where the magic starts. Get this Velcro on here. Get this out. Alright. This one comes with the two different sides. I'm just going to go ahead and put these together because it makes it a hell of a lot easier for attaching. Okay. Now it doesn't really matter which way is the rough and smooth side of the Velcro when it comes to this, but if you have a preference, maybe you can pay a little bit more attention to where that is. But it doesn't really worry me too much which one winds up on which. Just so long as it is there. Alright. Okay, now we got cardboard exposed, so we got a little more work to do with the black duct tape here, and then we're going to need to make a tassel to keep this knife from just coming off any old time it wants. Just be mindful of where that Velcro is. Duct tape is kind of forgiving for the most part, but on the flip side of that, it can also tell you how sloppy you're being too. Okay. Now we just got to make the tassel that's going to keep this from there, cut that. Now we need to make the tassel that's going to keep this from coming out. So what we can do is do similar to what they did. And build we have the opportunity here to kind of do two things here. Or let's see. All right, I don't know. Move this over here and move this a little more over here. All right. Cool. A little bit better design, huh? Yeah, definitely an improvement on the design. They both work though, they both do the job. So, here you go. It stands to show you you can make anything out of duct tape. Just takes a little bit of finagling, but you can pretty much do it. Then, let me switch back over to the other camera. Alright guys, so you could decorate this however you want. You could put stickers on this and decorate it if you want. But the whole purpose of this is so that you can have right side so you can have right side. Take this off, slip that out in there. And if you want to, you can make it, because this you already made, this thing that you made to keep the the other side. You can literally make it so that the other side you can make it so that you make this thing so it's interchangeable. Alright, so this thing which is your catch to keep the knife from just coming out on you, the knife holder, you can make it so that when you switch it, as this stuff sets on there, that adhesive on those industrial Velcro pads will eventually be on there pretty darn good. So then you just got to be careful not to lose this little piece. But move that out, stick that there, and then all you do is take this little doodad, make sure both these Velcro things are sticking up, and you got to make sure you put it on there in the right way. Make sure you match the soft to the rough and the rough to the soft. So then if you decide you need to wear on your left side for any reason, and say you already got something hanging on that side of your belt loop, and it's just too much of a pain in the butt, and you need a knife that you don't need all the time, but having it handy on you will be, you know, better. So, alright, there you go, folks. Much better design, left or right wear, universal wear. You could probably make this so that it could fit, you know, if you wanted to forgo this part, if you just wanted a sheath that would hold a knife and just have the holder on it right here, and you forgo these two things, and you wanted something so you have a knife that can be, you know, across your chest, you could definitely make something out of, you know, some sort of harness, auto duct tape. Auto duct tape, so you could have a knife that fits right here. Because, you know, like you watch them movies where you got guys that have knives in like weird places, so all they have to do is flick a thing and, you know, and say you had, we'll just put it upside down for now since that's where I have the things right now. And then they're able to take it out. But this is one of those dealies, you know, where this is a day and age where knowing how to do all kinds of crazy stuff for survival is getting to be more and more necessary. And the more you learn how to do, and then if you want to add like these Velcro strips on each side so that you can attach it to like a tactical vest, which I'm planning on making a tactical vest out of duct tape here soon with all kinds of different Velcro areas on it. And the thing about that is you have to match the soft to the rough sides of Velcro to whatever the soft or rough sides are on the things that you're planning on using on those tactical vests. And I forget, I think a lot of those tactical vests use all soft sides of the Velcro on the vest, and then all the rough sides are on the things that you're going to attach to it. So you can just go whatever you're adding to those tactical vests or bags or whatever. So, all right. That's what it is. It's pretty slick, and it doesn't take that long to make. And you could adapt the design to whatever you need to use it for, and adapt this design to different other kinds of blades of different sizes, depending on where you wanted to wear things. I mean, you could make all sorts of things out of duct tape. Just figure out the design, use this thinner cardboard stuff that's made out of cereal boxes. You know, a lot of this thinner stuff is awesome if you get a big piece of it out of, you know, a 12 or 48 pack of soda or cereal boxes or whatever has that thin cardboard. You could use the regular thicker common duct tape that bigger boxes are made out of, but you know, it just is a base. It's just to help you get that basic shape so you can work it in. And then depending on how methodical you want to be, how much where you want to perfect it in, and whatever. But you can make just about anything you want and tweak it to make all kinds of stuff. You can make a full outdoor survival bag out of duct tape and make whatever pockets you want. And if you can get a hold of that industrial velcro stuff, you can get it in these, so you have little velcro deals. I forget how much this stuff was. I've had this on hand for a while because I did projects years ago, and I've just had this stuff. I've never used these bigger pieces, but I bought some different styles of industrial velcro, so I can use it for different projects. Like here, let me. It works awesome. Like I used it on this. Same deals. And I've had this for years. This is what I use for my fuel cards and stuff for work, for truck driving. And I need to do some leather maintenance on this. My design has faded. That was a wallet kit from Tandy Leather. The stuff is faded. Let's bring the camera over here a little closer to the light. But this design was one of my own designs. I stamped my name in it and my initials in this corner, and then I drew this demon-like character up. How well can you see that? Can't tell how well that's coming across in video. But that was a kit. The parts were already made. All I had to do was sew it together. But before I did that, I had to do the leather stamping, design it and tool it, what's called tooling. I did some basic design and texturing of the leather, stamped my name in, stamped my initials in, tooled in this design, stained it, and then I had to sew all this together with what's called the sewing horse. This is a sewing horse. It acts like a third hand. And all you do is you put it in there. You put it in there. You loosen this up. And you stick her in and align everything. And you just you do what's called, I forget what it's called now. I haven't done it in a while. Horse stitch. And what it is you take two needles and you go back and forth between the two holes, going in the same holes. And so you're basically double stitching as you go along. When you get to the end, you're done. You just tie it up and cut it, and then you can singe it off once you make that tie. And then, yeah, the whole stitches is what's called a horse stitch. So there it is, guys. look forward to more videos. They're not all going to be duct tape videos, but I am kind of on a duct tape theme here lately, so you might see some more duct tape projects here for a little bit. But I also got other projects that I've got in mind to do, so I've thought out of some really cool duct tape projects actually, so those are easier to do. It's just a matter of getting a hold of the duct tape and then getting a hold of enough cardboard if you're going to do something big. So I already started planning in my head. I can plan this stuff out in my head while I'm driving because I'm a truck driver. And by the time I get home, I already pretty much know what I want to do in my head. And I almost don't even need to do any drawings. I just need to sit down and kind of lay everything out, and I can pretty much put it together if I've thought about it long enough and had the design in my head, and I can pretty much figure out how I want to do it and get her done and just figure it out. I've already figured out a lot of the different details because I've worked with enough materials. When you've done enough different projects and you've used enough different materials and you kind of have the idea of kind of what you want to do, you can just once you get home and you're ready to work on that project, you can just hash that baby out. I just got to throw the video camera on and videotape myself doing it. And I just got to remember to talk more in my videos because I noticed there was a few times I completely stopped talking in this video, and I know that makes it really boring. So hopefully it didn't make it too boring. Hopefully you were entertained with this video for those of you that like to watch makers videos when they're making stuff. So there you go, guys, that are looking for things you can make for outdoors. And then you can decorate this, put stickers on it, and can put more velcro on it if you want. Industrial grade is where it's at. If you want glue, if you want stuff that's going to stand up to the outdoors reasonably, use industrial grade velcro, industrial grade glues, industrial grade contact cement, industrial grade. Just get that in your head. Look for the industrial grade, and then yeah. So I got more projects coming up with duct tape, but I also got some projects coming up with woodworking, and I want to make a cart to put all my leatherworking tools in, and I was kind of figuring out a way I could make a similar thing as this thing over here that I made that's become a catch-all, but it's pretty much become a stand-up desk. There's the TV, but that blue and red thing right there, it's on wheels. It's got all these different shelves on the bottom. That was gonna be first. It was gonna be painting and dye station for smaller projects, and then I decided it might make a better leatherworking station, and then I decided, man, this really works as a stand-up desk and I love it, and it's got plenty of places for me to stick crap on. But if you notice, it's become a catch-all. Got the computer there, I'm editing some videos, and yeah. Crazy stuff, guys. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, ask questions, engage in the video, and it's easy to design stuff. You just gotta, if you want to make something out of duct tape and you have anything, go buy. If you want to make something that you can wear that's like going to be clothing, and you want to do it with a different type of material, whether it's duct tape or leather or something else, find something that's basically has a lot of the same design elements. Like if you want to make like a shirt or a jacket, go find something that fits you, that's the right size, that you don't mind taking apart and into the different pieces. Take it apart at its seams and make all the pieces the same as the pieces that come out when you take it apart by the seams. They make a special little tool. If you go to a sewing store or even Walmart or whatever, they have a little tool that is specifically designed to go through and cut through seams, work through seams. It's got two different ends on it for different tasks of cutting up seams, and it's pretty slick. It's a little time consuming, but it does the job. You gotta go right up the seams carefully, and depending on what you're dealing with, it depends on which end you want to use. You got kind of a double tip rounded end, and then there's like almost a hook looking thing that has a blade, and depending on what works best, you use that and you go right up the seams and cut it. And it's about the size of a set of tweezers or something. It's a double-ended deal. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. So I don't know what it's called, but it might just be called a seam ripper. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, you can make anything you want. I'm going to be trying to do all kinds of projects. I'm going to be doing paintings. I'm going to be doing leather working. We're making some books out of different materials. I made a book out of duct tape and scotch tape and copy paper, and it turned out awesome. And I did a kind of a weird thing with the pages, and I will show you guys that in a future video, and I will remake that book. I may not make it as thick as I made mine, because mine's pretty thick and it's taken forever to go through the pages, but I color coded it and everything. So alright, let's end this video. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys later. Bye.